Now let's talk about how you can actually activate television of this ratio. I'm gonna call this television Maritime Academy of Nigeria or an Akwa Ibom State Nigeria Television Authority. It's a building technology that lasts forever. So at this time, what you're gonna do is just to get a frame of any size. A frame in the sense that, for instance, what is a frame? A frame is a square-shaped object. It could be elaborated further with practical application of a glass and the graph is slapped together with a carton, together with gums and some iron rods to produce a shape that can elaborate hanging on the wall. It would take a time to fix itself within the force of gravity. And I'm gonna employ heavily the law of gravity, which is g minus 10 meters per second square. Now when you consider that as a laboratory student, g is equal to minus 10 is equal to 8, and then you further elaborate the jargons overboard. Now you need to bring down something such as this application into the horizon. So now as you get this, then you install FSMTR wallpaper is a very important one which you need, but I may not be able to browse it right now, so I will contact the Bluebird. The Bluebird is this application which you see right here. I want to appreciate this company because they won my heart. Okay, to be in the circumference of my teaching tonight, it further helps me to elaborate my teaching. Very simple. So now what you're gonna do here, it's you open up this particular software. When you get it open, I will use the resizing handles to bring this software into this particular circumference, so you can see all that is duly incorporated with it. So just look at this. All of these softwares are elaborated within it. So we are going to use paste and stop action. Paste and stop action elaborates several softwares in the world today. We've been using lots of dynamic means to create very important technologies as Federal Republicans, and then we want to thank God also because His goodness and mercy endures forever. I will draw my conclusion to Acts of the Apostles, and then I will employ the total law of motion. Perhaps it could be a time for you to renew something special in your life, and then you want to use several things to elaborate your understanding. Is very much important. So at this time, to start this television, I'm going to use Microsoft Word to elaborate a table. So all you need to do here is to look at this table. It's completely blank, but to blend it in such a way that newbies could understand it, because I always have that fear that people could fail while doing my program. I'm going to choose something very, very much simple as a flyer which states something I can see very much clearly, but at your own convenient time you could explain this to me. Alright, this is just an interface where you have the Microsoft Word reading. And if you consider this environment, it's very much important for you to understand how it is built. And with the love you have for the computer, you can actually develop your own software at ease. So now, I'm gonna play a song named Oh the Passion, Oh the Passion, Oh the Passion. So here is the song. If you are a very clear student, you will understand that this is not a song. I expect questions from my class while I'm teaching. So I'm gonna give it a timeout at this time for a break to look into Facebook and see if I got some notifications, considering the hemisphere now and people who sleeping are going to bed at this time of the night. So from here, I got something quickly,
Propagandist.
and that's
Are
a
you saying it against?
rotating cursor.
Um,
I'm gonna pass that and go back. What did I have here? Just something within a second, friends. I'm gonna hop back. This is the last tab, the very last tab I have here. And I got some reasonable information incorporated here. Though within my own space, I wouldn't be able to spot a thing. But then, to go into the order of the day, I'm gonna give you a plain white bird. Alright, this is a phone keyboard. When you're talking about a phone keyboard, it could be a business name, it could be anything. I mean, you could reason something out within your own power to create. So what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna use the last man standing. I have a plastic water on my table teaching you tonight, and that's the concept behind everything. So right here, I would choose Google. What about if I tell you that YouTube is plastic water? Could you believe that? It could not be possible. If I tell you that Facebook is sand, could you believe that? People want something real. So that's why I really want to blend this down so that you can understand this from the scratch. It's gonna be very large. It could be small, it could be within reach, it could be anything, but it will be the most simple and the very best of knowledge which you can actually acquire from yourself. So right now I feel I'm drawn back, but I'm gonna wait to take something that is greater than every other thing. I would choose the concept of an incomplete picture to show you what it means. I thought something like that the last time if I could remember vividly, but I was search within my photo tabs to see an incomplete picture. There are many. I would choose this first one, and then I'll try to bring it in so you will understand what I mean by an incomplete picture. If you consider my girlfriend here, you will see that this particular baby, okay, she's so much elaborated in such a way that the picture is actually incomplete. If you look at the space is incomplete, it doesn't prove a point. So what are we gonna do about this? I would like to extract. So our topic today says extraction television. Extraction television, okay. It's all about a television with a background for Microsoft Word and a half-scaled environment where we have carefully something lying above the television besides the border, and then we have some attributes around the circumference. I'm going to use variable aptitude to explain this. What is variable aptitude? Variable aptitude is all about calculation. It is verbal integration of mathematics which could be reached above the hemisphere of the ozone layer depletion. So it's all about the sun TV. So I'm gonna look here, the highest, or probably the one that is very much closer to the sun. If you consider these two softwares trying to take the first out of it, this is closely related to what we're looking for, and it has green light saying hey come on. I don't really know what it's all about, but I think I should choose it. So at this time I'm going to preside other softwares within this coach. I will get in with sorry, a break, but it's not my language, but just to bring you in towards what I'm saying. This is what I mean. And then for enlargement purposes, I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut known as hold and space up. I'm going to do that. until I got this settled comfortably within this second frames. It's a mistake, but it worked. I once used this very particular phenomenon to win an either ticket. Sometime I played 45 tickets to lose one. That means minus 5. So if the weather is minus 5, then what am I going to do? Who can calculate the circumference of where this bird is, so at least we can start the building of the temple and see at all if we can experience what the apostles of old actually went through. So right here, I'm no longer talking about the television for students, but here I will do a building of it. So to start up with the building of it, I'll first spot the winner, and thank God the winner is highlighted already. That means um, I would say this is Red Cross Society. So I would say Red Cross Society. Okay, the Red Cross Society is a society um, which practices several uh, disintegrational institutional power to generate forces in order to move forward above life and then see if they can save us. So now, with this definition, I would choose the respect of the program and understand that the double clicking of this program becomes a harassment on the record software which I am using. And then I will come in with a paste option. Okay, neglecting the forces of nature. So here is the right click, and the best is the first on my list. So now I will choose this particular interface, okay, for our elaboration. So what are we going to talk about here? The only thing we need here is a disintegration of an old computer system and not a new one. If you look at this particular environment, you will see that this is an old computer system showing on my screen. If you hop on Google, you will find several results on how to track IPs and how to get your softwares recovered and stuff. When you do some of these things, it comes directly to the rightful owner. And it reminds me of a film named The Forbidden Kingdom, which I watched in my earlier days while I was growing up. During those days, my mom used to tell me, God, you need to hustle for your life. I used to tell my mom, don't worry, I'll always be a hustler. You know I've never done you wrong. It's alright for you. I am still Joe. It's alright, you're gonna get it cool. So here, it's okay. Using my mom's elaboration, I'm gonna do a sort of a recycling of this environment. Then forbidding the words about a computer system. Let's look into this interface to see if it is very much clear. What are the things we're struggling about when it comes to doing something big or doing something real? It's very much easier. Okay? To the best of my knowledge, I think it's only about the screen. Alright. I've been able to explain something about the screen before. But now I want to give you the same elaboration. If you were here in my last class, you will understand several things, but I wouldn't jump anything either. So right here, all you need is an old computer system. So I'm gonna browse for one immediately. An old computer system begins with anything you see within the second frames. For instance, what is your number one? We could name it. If I should be a computer packager, I will start with the screen detachment. When I detach the screen, I will cool down for a while, take my tea, walk around, greet one or two guys, and then I'll fall back. Right. And then secondly, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna lose the keyboard out. And then thirdly, the next thing I'm gonna do is to pick up a glass of appropriate size of my computer screen, and then I will try my best to put the glass exactly like that, alright, on the computer screen. I will turn the back of the computer where you have the motherboard and other settings, and I will put it there, alright. I will put it there straight in such a way that it appears flat and neat, alright. And then before I do the covering, alright, I'm gonna take a time out, maybe see my girlfriend, walk around, drink chai, smoke cigarette and do one or two things and then fall back. Then when I fall back, I will do the closing and then the soldering and all the things. I'll fix everything, make sure that it's working so that it's just in order. So what I mean is your computer screen. Here is your computer screen. Okay, take this for your computer screen, this particular interface that I'm clicking. Alright, I'm gonna reduce that. Okay, this particular interface, take it for your screen, and then flap up the back of the computer system, and then put everything together, couple it, do the coding, and then it's alright. That's all that is to it. So I am so grateful to God at this time. But then, if you want to do screen enlargement, the only thing you need about screen enlargement is Google. Alright, you need Google only. That's all. When you put up a big screen, okay, which you have designed, alright, then make sure that you have Google in your computer. That is all. The Google interface has the ability to be enlarged above parameters. Other ones could not be made so. So if you use the programs, it's gonna be equivalent to the screen which you have applied, okay, to speak England. But if you use something like Seacram, a celebrated telephone number from Tuxedo Telecom, it is very nice. You can write that on any side of the screen to make sure that it's very much encrypted as yours. You can make use of letter, split it into many parts, water it, do it, wash it, or do whatever. But just use your concept. You can apply ink, Tosboya, Matsia. There are many of them: blue, white, green, a lot of them. Or you can pick sand on the street and grind it and mix it with color. Even if you don't want to mix it with color, just make a sandpaper. Alright, how can you make that? Just flat the screen, put the sand on top of that. Alright, fix up your glass, cover it, and then place it on the wall. You will see the appropriate sand, sure, will fall off to the floor, and then you will get the remains of what you need locked on your screen. Okay, it could still be broken, but while you're watching your TV at different times, most of the times you may notice that some of the sands may be falling. It is still okay. After amalgamation, what do you think you can get? You will get a beautiful diamond within your own specimen. Okay, so that's all I have to say about this. Okay, it's very much simple, and then we are doing a lot of good things and big guys, and we thank God for everything. So you're welcome at any time. It's a very good day. It's a very nice day, but I wouldn't want to leave you there so you don't get confused about Google. So what about other programs and stuff? The only issue here is that the cable that connects your screen. Alright, how can you get your screen? The only thing you need about your screen is not really electricity. It's only electricity. Okay, so all you need to do is to put a socket on your you put a circuit on your screen. When you put a circuit on your screen, that's all that is to it. Okay, simple. You put a socket on your screen and then you fix it appropriately. When you fix it appropriately, um, you would take the cable. You would take the cable from the motherboard. You always say from the motherboard, the point. Okay, you would detach that. All right, and then you will create your own wire and the appropriate size of your chip with irons, and then you place in, you do the soldering, all right, with a little tiny lead that's able to tap current and put it there appropriately, and then fix it up. It's gonna tap the current, then you pass it on, and then do the soldering also to the socket on the screen, and then fix it up. That's all that is to it. Okay. So when you have formed the film on your screen, that's all. You don't need to do anything. I mean, this is a complete new screen formation for large screens. For large screens, it's completely new. You know, it's completely new. You put it there. Okay, and make sure that the screen is working. It has to be working, and you know that the screen has to be working. So the socket, you fix it with you use gum is enough. You just fix it with gum. The gum will draw the affinity or iron or whatever. Your glass is charged and stuff. It will bring light and stuff, and that is all I have to tell you. So that's magnetic induction in physics. So all you need to do is just create a password and the username, okay, and make sure your screen is encrypted so that people don't log into it and tap your knowledge. You see. Abe, 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 iki saat. Eh, tamam getireceğim para.